Hello and welcome to the Art of Caro. In this video I'm going to be making a dragon Lovey. I think that's correct. That's the correct term. I'm not sure. I don't even really know what the correct term would be in Swedish. So I'm going to do a snuggly toy for a baby. That's it. I'm currently very excitedly waiting for my newest godchild to be born. Their due date is next week, so I'm kind of late out. The baby could be born any moment. I mean, it's not even next week, it's half a week, maybe. Today is Saturday and the baby is estimated for Thursday, I believe, if I counted the days right. Anyway, the baby could come any moment now and it's super exciting. And for my previous two godchildren I've given them baby gifts. The first one got a crocheted octopus that I made, and the second one got a body with a print that I had designed. So for this baby I had a really hard time coming up with what I would like to do, but suddenly it hit me. I could make one of these Lovey's snuggle toys, and if you guys seen my Instagram, you might have noticed a recurring theme of me drawing dragons. I really love dragons, and I really like the thought of giving gifts to my godchildren that really easily can be seen that they are from me. Just as with the octopus, I also currently often make octopus drawings and crochet them and stuff like that. And the second child, the print that was on his body, not his body but his baby clothes, were of a dragon. So I came up with this idea for a dragon Lovey, and I got some fabric that I knew would be easy to clean, and I also bought some of this satin ribbon to make the spikes on the dragon's back, because babies likes to you always love to eat the tags on gifts, not the tags but like the laundry instruction tag. So I thought that would make the comb of the dragon, the tags of the dragon more like baby friendly. So I've made a pattern. This is the main body, and then I'm going to make a head that is going to be slightly stuffed, and a tail spike thingy that is also going to be lightly stuffed. And I'm going to make the upper part of the body in this blue, turquoisey blue color. That's the baby's mom's favorite color, so that's why I chose that. It's not quite the nuance I wanted it to be, like the shade of blue I wanted it to be, but it was the closest I could get. And I got this, it's not quite mint green, but sort of like a seafoam green, I don't know quite what color it was. It's a pastel green color, and together I think they look really relaxing and lovely. And then I'm going to have these golden and red ribbons, and I also going to do this part in the same fabric that I'm currently working on my project. If you've seen it on Instagram, or if that video is coming up first, I don't know, but this golden red fabric. I'm going to make the back part of it in that. I've checked and these spots can't be eaten off by a baby, so it's not dangerous for them. You just can't toss it in the dryer, which is a bummer, but it's so lovely. I wanted to use it to make it look a bit more exciting. So yeah, it's going to have to be line dried, but I mean, they're going to have to wash other people's clothes that way, so it won't be that much of a bigger trouble. Yeah, so I'm going to start doing this, and I'm super excited, and I'm super excited for the baby. And when this is up on YouTube, the baby is probably already going to be here. Yeah, I'm going to get started and just be excited for the baby. As you can see, I've already made a pattern, so what I'm doing now is transferring that pattern onto my fabric. I'm going to do 2 sides for the top portion of the dragon, and I'm doing that in the dark blue fabric, and also the top of the head in dark blue fabric. I'm going to be sewing on the lines I'm drawing, so I'm just roughly cutting out the seam allowance around that. For the underside, I'm using my full pattern piece, since I'm not going to be doing any kind of spike decoration on the underside. And then I'm cutting out 2 pieces of the red fabric for the tail spike, and they are just identical to each other. And then I'm measuring how many spikes I will need, and measuring how long I want them, and then I'm just cutting all of them out, alternating between red and gold. Here I'm painting on the face of the dragon using Pilot Pinter pens. They are pens that you can draw on a bunch of different materials with, and then you just have to treat them in different ways to make them stick. So for fabric you have to iron them, and I've tested them and they stick on beautifully after being ironed, even when you throw them in the wash. So yeah, drawing eyes and nostrils and a mouth. And as you can see, I got some paint on my table, but that came off with a wet wipe, so it was no problem. Here I'm just ironing thoroughly with a piece of cloth between my drawing and the iron, so the paint won't transfer to the iron, and then I'm just ironing directly on it to make sure it sticks properly. And then I'm sewing together the pieces for the head. Just being careful around the curves. This is not the most easy fabric to sew in. It kind of wants to shift around a little bit. And then I'm turning that the right side out. And sewing the tail spike. Here I'm leaving a gap to turn it around because the opening was a bit too small to just use that. And then I'm turning that the right side out and sewing up that gap I left. And then I'm filling it with poly filling, the polyester filling. Just enough that it keeps its shape like that, and but isn't too stuffed so it becomes too hard. I want it to be really soft. So it turned out kind of wonky and weird, but I kind of like that. I think it adds to the magical animal feeling that it's not perfect. So I'm not gonna redo it, I don't think. I maybe regret it later on and change it, but I think it turned out cute. I'm melting the edges of my satin ribbons together to make sure they don't fray and that they keep their shape like that. And I'm just using that candle to make the edges melt. And then I'm pinning them onto the spine, again alternating between red and gold. And then I'm sewing that down to keep them in place. And then I'm pinning together the two sides of the top of the dragon. And then I'm sewing them together, encasing the spines. The spikes, encasing the spikes. And then I'm ironing the seam allowance and also ironing the spikes so they want to stay straight up. I hope that will keep after everything is done and it's been thrown in the wash again, I don't know. And then I'm pinning together the upper portion and the lower portion of the dragon. Sorry that I'm a bit out of frame, I was kind of really into the project when I was doing this. And I'm also leaving a gap open in the wing of the dragon so that it will turn easily. And then I'm sewing each side of the dragon, leaving the neck and the tail open so I can insert the head and the tail spike later on. And I'm being really careful when I'm sewing around the tips of the wings, just going really carefully. Then I'm turning it right side out, fiddling around using pens for the tighter portions and just making sure that it gets its shape. And then I'm turning in the seam allowance. I'm stuffing the head of the dragon because I had forgotten. And then I'm turning in the seam allowance at the neck and shoving in the seam allowance of the head in the opening and pinning that together. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to do the same thing with the tail spike, just making sure I get that completely in there. And then I'm turning in the seam allowance and pinning that opening in the wing that I left to turn it. And then I'm sewing the tail spike to the tail, making sure to go through all the layers of fabric so I keep the stuffing inside the tail spike and not and don't have it moving into the body of the dragon. And then I'm doing the same to the head and also making sure that the neck transitions smoothly to the head. Just using small stitches. And then I'm sewing together that opening in the wing. And then I'm stitching together the tips of the wings. Just going back and forth a bit to keep them together. And then I'm doing the same for the tail because I liked the shape that it made when the tail spike was a bit curved. So this is the finished dragon Lovey Dovey. It's like a sort of a blanky toy for a baby. So that's the face, and these are going to be great for the baby to like nibble on, as well as the heart-shaped tail spike. And then I sewed up these ends of the spiky parts of the wings, both to make them more enticing for a baby who likes to, they like to suck on stuff and nibble on stuff and explore stuff with their mouth. So I think that's going to be good, and also to keep the layers laying as they are now. So this is the like stomach portion, and this is the back portion of it. I'm super happy with how it turned out. It fulfills its purpose, and I really like how the colors came out together. I'm happy with how I painted the face. I like that the heart-shaped tail spike is sort of not super regular, so it looks a bit more charming, but I think anyway. It looks a bit more organic, and it sort of matches up with the dopey face. Yeah, so it's nice. I'm happy. I hope the baby will like it, and I hope the baby's parents will like it. If you like my videos, you may want to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, so YouTube will let you know when I release new videos. And if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button and maybe left a comment. And that's it for this video. May the stars shine upon your faces and have a glorious day. Thank you, and goodbye for now.